As Dr. Zimmerman beautifully explained about fundamentalism, where it comes from, it's a religious term, as you all know, but it's also bled into other echelons of society, and media is no exception. So how did that happen? All right, so as far as media is concerned, I just put together from the dictionary what it means to be a fundamentalist or fundamentalist movement. As you can see, it's an attitude, it's a literal standing or taking things as black or white, not seeing the gray areas. And we're going to look at how media has taken that and has applied to what we see today in different types of media. Now let's define what mass media is today. Of course, television, songs, lyrics, magazines, all of those qualify as part of mass media. But today's American children spend on the average 6 hours of their day involved with the media, and majority of that 6 hours, around 4 hours, is spent, of course, on watching television. Now let's do a very short calculations, 24 hours per day, right? So 6 hours involved with media, 18 hours, about 8 or 9 hours of that is at school, right? That's where they spend most of their time. And that leaves maybe a few hours that they spend with family. Well, that's not gonna happen because then they're in their room doing homework. So the more media we're involved with, the less time we're involved with our family and working on our social relationships. Now, how has media contributed to this fundamentalist point of view, which is adhering to a literal meaning of something and not wanting to change or modernize? Well, one part is stereotyping. This stereotyping has existed for as long as we have literature on it, and we will see some applications of stereotyping in media today. Then we have a gender role. Oops, didn't mean to do that. So we have gender role expectations, what each gender is expected to do socially, and what I can or cannot do as a male or female. Then we have the way women have been objectified. And of course, the aggressiveness, the violence that is portrayed in today's media is something that we have been dealing with for thousands of years as something for entertainment. The Greeks did it, the Egyptians did it, they used violence as a way of entertainment. Sexuality, how sexuality has been portrayed, and of course family dynamics. How is this fundamentalism has crept into our family dynamics today? So we're going to take the first one, media stereotyping. Media stereotyping, of course, we all know, women are portrayed in today's media as the weaker gender, that is always damsel in distress, that it always needs somebody to help rescue her. And I will show you some of those. Adolescents in today's media have been portrayed as rebellious. We will expect them to be argumentative, moody. These are things that we expect culturally of adolescents to be. But let's face it, does that apply to every adolescent? I know adolescents that do not qualify or even follow this type of behavior. So when we stereotype, we give the idea to people who are being exposed to this type of stereotyping that this kind of behavior, it's okay. We should accept it because it happens to everybody. Then we have the racial and ethnic group being stereotypes. Usually what we see, African Americans are portrayed in demeaning roles in the media. Hispanics and Latinos are portrayed as gang members. So this is what we see in today's media. And socioeconomic, of course, how low SES, lowest socioeconomic status families are portrayed is that they're poor. Because they're poor, that they don't know how to raise their children. These are all stereotypes we see. And of course, social orientation is stereotyped in the media as men who are androgynous or possess female characteristics are kind of made fun of or not accepted in the media. So let's talk about examples of media stereotyping that we see. Usually what you see, women are portrayed as soap opera loving as they're doing house chores. There's nothing wrong with this, but what we're saying is it doesn't give our 4-year-old little daughter who's watching TV to think that women can do anything other than being housewives and mothers, which is respectfully very good, roles, but it stereotypes and it puts it into very restricted area. That boys are technologically advanced and that's what they like to do, but girls, on the other hand, all they like to do is get together and watch magazines and read novels and romance novels of that. And then men, they want to rest and drink their beer, and that's what happiness is all about. So this is normally what you see. Now keep this in mind next time you watch any sitcom, any TV movie, or even cinema when you go, and see how many times you can find each one of these as stereotyping. Then, of course, Middle Easterns are portrayed as terrorists because of the events of 9/11. So I can go on and on and on, and about blondes are unintelligent. I'm a blonde. I take kind of offense to that. I don't know if I'm intelligent, but I'm just saying I don't like to see that. All right, now number 2, gender role expectations. Mostly what you see, any commercials today you see, there is the woman with a paper towel and cleaning solutions, and there is a man standing looking at her like, I don't know what to do, but you know what to do. So any commercials, next time you see a commercial about cleaning products, look for men who are in that commercial showing how they can clean a spot or Women are usually in secretarial positions. And of course, as you can see here, the woman is looking at the man putting up the nails or hang the drapes or something like that. And men are in strong manly positions. All right, so let's move on. Women objectified. Women are being treated as things. They are mutilated. Their bodies are usually not shown as a whole. When you don't show a woman's body as a whole, what you're doing, you're showing that it's a thing. It's not a human being. Look at any magazine. I took these from magazines. This is not something I made up just to show to you today. And usually when their body parts are shown, it's a specific body part. This is look at this. This is to sell a car. I don't see the relation. I really don't see the relations there. This is a compressor. I don't understand how, yeah. And here's to sell chicken. It gets your attention, doesn't it? And here, I don't even know what their yes, thank you, jewelry. Again, when they show women's bodies, they're specific body parts. It's not even the whole body without the head, but it's usually a specific part. Now here is, treat your faucets like your woman, hot and cold. That's what this ad says. And this one is for some kind of machinery parts. And this is my favorite. This is for Mercedes. They want to show you that this Mercedes S-Class comes in 8 cylinders. And what better way to say it with women's breasts? And this one, it says, of course you don't like your beer warm. As if you put it under a woman's breast, it's going to make it warm and you're not going to like it. So I take very much offense to these ads. And again, when they show women's bodies, is usually in a very violent posture. Right now, the Vogue in France showed a picture of a woman being almost choked on the cover, and it was all over, and some said, well, this is art. This is not violence against women. And I think it is violence against women. Why would the man be having his hand on the woman's throat showing to sell magazine? That doesn't make any sense. And of course, here is to sell, not only this is portraying anorexia, and this is selling perfume, but it is also showing that a woman's body is only good to sell products. How long have we been? Since the birth of television in 1940s, we have been dealing with women's bodies being used to sell products that have nothing to do with a woman's body. If it was for, a women's body product, yes, I can understand that. Then television and aggressiveness, of course. Quarter of the most television works and 2/5 of the most movies are violent and rated R or rated PG. Next time, we had that shooting in Colorado. There was a 6-year-old who died in that shooting. Watching Batman, it's an R-rated movie. The first question came to my mind, what was he doing in that movie theater? All right, so these are some statistics. And then here's sexuality. Believe it or not, these ads are selling clothes. They're selling clothing. The only thing I don't see on their bodies are clothing. Then we have sexual portraits. On TV, what you see, men are after sex and women are refusing to give them sex. Therefore, what we have date rapes. Date rapes are the highest number of rapes being committed by men to women who say no, and with the man thinks, oh, she's just plain hard to get because of what we see on television. Now, again, I'm only showing you on the surface what's going on. These are all the statistics. We don't have time to go over all of them. And again, all of these are selling clothes. This is a very sensual, sexual exposure of teenagers. I don't want my 15-year-old to think this is how they should look for clothing and then buy it and then act that way. Family dynamics. You all know this is Family Guy, this is Simpsons. Family Guy's creator, Seth MacFarlane, plays at least 6 or 7 of these characters. Often he has said, I portray what I think through my cartoons to people. So we're getting one man's idea in Family Guy, and in Simpsons, the creators, Matt Groening, said, I portray this cartoon after my own family. Again, we're watching a cartoon portrayed after one man's point of view. Where is the fundamentalism? It's one person's view. Conclusions, it is continuous and persistent portrait of fundamentalism in everything you see. TV, lyrics, magazine ads, we need to look for them. And of course, today we're not going to discuss how we can maybe have some solutions to this, but maybe later on, other sessions we'll talk about that.